Hello YouTube! Welcome back to Carolyn Getting Fit and roll that intro. Alright, so I know it's been a few weeks and that's why last time I did this, I said I'm not even going to say next week because the way my schedule's gone, my editor's schedule's been going, let me just flail my hands around as though that is any sort of indication for what's been going on. Last time we spoke, I did the video on my relationship with food, and I realized that I probably need to break that down a bit further. There's a lot more I have to talk about. Anyway, since recording that, my life went so bad. So painful. Because my cat got horrendously sick. So it was like a week's worth of taking her to the vet and figuring out what was wrong, and then getting her on antibiotics, but they had to be the safe antibiotics that she could take because she still got nursing kittens. And actually, really quick, I'm just gonna show you guys the little kitties in birth order. We've got Cayenne. Isn't he handsome? Then got little Miss Paprika. No baby. I just put Cayenne down on the bed. I didn't like toss him on the floor or anything, I promise. And then last but not least, baby Masala. All right, I'm gonna go put them back because they were in a dead sleep. So they're older now. We're gonna start them on solid food soon, so it's a little less stressful, and mommy's doing better and still able to nurse. We were afraid that might not be a possibility there for a minute. But good news, it's all above board, it's all checking out. And she's actually healing a lot quicker than any of us thought she would. So there's that. But I want to get into, while I was going through this very traumatic, very painful process of taking care of my cat, especially like right after doing that video on mindful eating or my relationship with food and how I need to reassess it. I was in a stressful situation because I am still in school. I've got 4 assignments left, down from 5 that I had last week. But 4 assignments left. I'm trying to get this done. Then my cat gets terribly sick and I found myself going straight back into the bad eating habits, like ordering way too much from Wendy's, and like the vet's office was right next to a Five Guys, so going there for lunch one day. The next day when we had to take care of her, or take her in, and it ended up being a really long day, like Del Taco for dinner, and then the next day, just to like calm down, I think I had Taco Bell or something, like maybe Carl's Jr. or something. So it's like I am going through all of this, and yet the one thing that I said that I had to do, I couldn't because the situation was too stressful. And maybe I should get into meal prep because I had nothing to go to that prevented me from making bad choices. But something that happened because I was under so much anxiety about my cat and schoolwork and stuff like that, I actually wasn't able to eat as much of it. So can we put like a warning or something? Like, you know, the warning, warning, warning. Because I don't want people to think that I'm all of a sudden going to talk about numbers. But I do want to warn people, I am going to mention exact numbers for weight. I had to, I'm sorry. But I was having a lot of trouble eating, but I was getting calories from other sources like drinking. I was able to have a couple of smoothies, a few beers, wine, a couple of sodas, things like that, smoothies when I couldn't eat. I think I did have a milkshake just because, I'm telling you, it was all over the place. But I had to weigh my cat just for my own sake of mind, to see like, is she losing weight? Is she getting better? How's this working? How's this going? In order to do that, I had to step on the scale first. And it was end of the day, you know, when I had been eating and I had been consuming stuff. I still had like my jacket on that still had like my portable charger in one pocket and my phone in the other pocket. Still had my shoes on. Still had my watch on. I just popped onto the scale just to quickly read the number, and I was like, I'm not even gonna let myself register this. I'm going through something. Weight that's put on can be lost again. Like, and I know I need to break away from that too. So sorry, I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do this, but the whole point of it was like, I'm not gonna let the number really register with me because I'm gonna walk back where I said, weight that's put on can be lost again. Habits unhealthy habits, particularly of eating out of stress rather than hunger, can be corrected. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. So yeah, this can be corrected. It can be done. So I step on the scale. End of the day, all that stuff, like I told you, was on me. And the scale read what it had in the morning a few months before I decided to stop weighing myself. Naturally, because it was the same number, just months later in a different time of day, it did register with me and made it easy for me to weigh my cat. But now, that being said, like, obviously, I know I talked about ordering all of this stuff. The spirit of the stress eating and the spirit of all of that was still there. And it's not good to stop eating completely, because I've been having trouble concentrating with schoolwork. I've been having trouble helping myself in getting my thoughts in order. So not eating is the antithesis of what is healthy and what is good. And I get that, but I guess it was like so shocking to see the number where it was, at a number that I would recognize and register after telling myself I'm not going to, just to be like, wow, I can see how much my anxiety is affecting me. And I'm going to say this was a negative way, the inability to eat. And I think I don't know how many calories I was getting. I really wasn't tracking. Because I guess I thought it was all bad food, but then I was only eating like once a day. And again, need to get away from the bad food ideas. God, I wish that I could say all of it was very high calorie, high fat, high salt, high sugar, fast food. None of this was healthy. So it still wasn't good that my mindset is still to comfort myself with food, and I do need to correct that. I need to get rid of the idea of boredom, of food as something that eating out of boredom or eating as a reward. So I guess in the few weeks since the last time I've talked about this, I haven't had a chance to implement it, and it's still more of the same thing. But then I'm finding out that health and fitness journeys are pretty much a lot of the same thing. I'm going to have a lot of the same struggles, so this is still my struggle, and when tested under adverse scenarios, I haven't learned a damn thing yet. But I'll get there. I am confident that I know enough and that my brain is big enough and has plenty of room still for me to learn how to control these triggers, and for me to learn that anxiety doesn't need to be eaten. It actually can't, in my case, and stress doesn't need to be eaten. I need to find other coping mechanisms and other outlets. At first I thought it was entertainment and boredom, and now I'm finding it's also stress and anxiety. So I don't know everything. I don't know all the tricks. I don't know all of the ways that I could tackle this problem. But I'm trying. Because I do need to work on my relationship with food and make it a healthier one. So, I didn't mean for this to necessarily be like an entire repeat of the one a few weeks ago, but it was a really stressful time. And I'm trying to get unstressful times coming ahead. But, all right. Next time I'll try to have something a little bit better for you, okay? Maybe a little bit more different, a little more original, maybe something, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out though. So have a good day. If you liked this video, you probably didn't, but even if you didn't, you could still unlike and subscribe. I can't tell you how to live your life. Au revoir, YouTube. Au revoir.